Okay.
Yeah.
How you darn? How you darn? How
How
you
you doing?
darn?
How we feeling? How we looking?
What's Gucci, people? Welcome into the stream.
Good to be
It is
back, huh?
a Tuesday morning for us. It's a Monday night for you
Mm-hmm.
if you're in the Americas. So
The
welcome in. What's
Americas.
Gucci? Good to have you guys. As we were waiting for, the stream, Damian Harris, as
Damien
Jerusalem says,
Harris.
joins the Buffalo Bills.
The
I want to firstly say
Buffalo
what's up to everybody in the chat. What's up, Special Grade? What's up, Sean? Brad, thanks so much for becoming a YouTube member, man.
Huge love,
I
man.
don't know when that happened, but if we didn't say thank you, I just want to say thank you for doing that. What's up, Olaf? What's up, Zachary Jenkins? What's up, Scary? We see you guys in the chat. We see everybody. Welcome. Badake, we see that crispy cut, Scary says.
Yeah, when it's crispy cut, just how it look
Crab
good,
pizza
Just how it look good.
is the
Got my hair
pizza for
did too a
you
little
and
bit,
me.
but brushed it
Krusty
out,
Krab
It's
pizza.
just, well, what can you do, Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Anyways,
I think it looks great.
appreciate you. Thanks, man. Thank
I don't
you.
know why when
You
I
look
heard
great.
crispy cut, I thought of Krusty Krab, and then
Krusty
that
Krab.
that song. Were you a SpongeBob guy as a kid?
I was not a SpongeBob guy growing up.
Damn it! I mean, every day. It's
I just never watched. I just didn't watch SpongeBob. I wasn't like a SpongeBob, Simpsons, or
Doesn't
like a
like
South Park
pickles.
type of dude. It's
At some
be
point, you
honest,
have to start asking some serious questions about the friendships that you have in your life.
I'll be completely honest. I wasn't a big TV kid growing up. Oddly enough,
You went outside?
I went outside, and that's not even like a dig at people that watch TV. 100%. Like, I was out often, genuinely. Like, I was outside with my friends. I was out doing something. I was out like hanging out. I was just didn't watch those TV shows. So I did watch fucking Pokemon when I was younger. I'll tell you that much.
There's a lot of
I'm
things
sorry
we
if you
need
feel
to
some
talk
type of
about.
way.
No, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry
You
for
feel
you.
sorry for me.
Yes, I feel sorry for you.
I don't feel bad because I don't feel like I missed out personally.
I'm gonna tell you that you did. Okay, guys, we have a lot to talk about, and we're really excited about it, as well as a rookie draft. We're so glad that you're here with us. Do us a massive favor. Why don't you go ahead and drop a like?
You like that?
Yeah.
If you
like that?
like the content, if you like what we're putting out, if you're vibing with what we're saying, okay?
If you pick it up, what we're putting down.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. If we get to 100 likes, we will do 2 mock drafts tonight. But why don't we go ahead and look a little bit at whatever we have missed from free agency since we have, since the last time that we've been here together. So Devin Singletary, we just talked about. He signs a 1-year deal with the Texans. I have my own personal thoughts, but I'll relay to you first.
Okay. If you are worried about this being someone that's going to take touches away from Dameon Pierce, I don't believe that is the case. I feel a lot more comfortable with Dameon Pierce if they continue not to invest in running backs in the NFL draft. So let's just say this is the team, right? This is what the running back room is going to look like. I feel really confident in Dameon Pierce and him being an ability to be a top 20 running back coming into this year. With Devin Singletary there. Maybe then Devin Singletary takes the pass catching abilities away from Damian, but Damian didn't get too much of that anyway. He's more of a pounding between the tackles, goal line guy, so that's what I feel comfortable with.
Yes. Sorry, I had a trade out there with someone, and we were talking about Damian Harris, Rashad Penny in a deal, and he said, "Hey, I'll do this deal. Do you still feel comfortable with it?" And, I just felt like good practice there with when you trade with someone. Just say, "Hey, how do you feel about that?"
Good practice.
I don't think you're getting the reference, but
No, I'm not. Sorry. Maybe I'm just not
going back
smart
to the
enough.
Miles Sanders, David Montgomery trade. He was like, "Hey, are you okay with this still? Just building that trading relationship. I can respect that."
Right.
Zach Wavy, thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says 12-team, 1 quarterback, PPR, Cup and Connor versus Bateman in the 110. Ooh,
Cup
1
and
quarterback,
Connor
though. I
versus
mean, the
Cup,
110,
Connor
what is
versus
that
Bateman.
worth in a 1 quarterback?
Yeah.
Depends if you're
12 team.
competing or not, honestly. If I'm
I
not
don't know if I
competing,
love.
then
Yeah, I don't know if I'm in love with the Connor pick though.
no, I don't love the Connor either, but I also don't like the 110, and Cup is worth more than Bateman, so
Yeah, 100%.
I think it depends if you're competing. If you're competing, I'll take the Cup side. If not, I'll
Agreed.
take the Bateman side, but
Agreed.
I don't like that deal for either side. Really. Okay, Devin Singletary. So Devin Singletary signs with the Texans. I personally think that this will impact Dameon Pierce at some level. I'm not saying that he's going to become the workhorse over Dameon Pierce, but I do think that we could see Devin Singletary play some sort of role that we saw Rex Burkhead play. So I'm not saying that it negatively impacts Dameon Pierce, but I do think Devin Singletary will have a role. And I also don't think that this rules them out from going running back in the draft. It's a 3-year, 1-year deal. So
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz signs with the Texans. You and I have been off Dalton Schultz for a long time, including last offseason, where people told us that he should be a top 5 tight end in Dynasty. To those people who bet on Dalton Schultz, I'm sorry. GG's. It's not awful, but it's not great.
It's not awful. It was just more like people were saying, well, there's no way the Cowboys are going to let Dalton Schultz walk. And we were in the belief of like, well, maybe they will let him walk because they're going to need money in other places. They had the Zeke contract. They had all these other people that they need to re-sign. CeeDee Lamb needs to be re-signed soon. Tony Pollard, what was going to happen? I was like, Dalton Schultz, they can probably just get somebody else because they did draft Jake Ferguson. He finished his tight end 10 last year. Can he finish up here? I guess all depends on the quarterback and what this offense looks like. So very interesting.
I have an unhealthy amount of Jake Ferguson on my Dynasty teams, by the way. So I'm excited about that potential.
Right.
OJ goes to the Raiders. OJ and the Broncos, all I'm thinking about right now. Anything? Okay, Adam Thielen goes to the Panthers. Brandon Cooks to the Cowboys. I tweeted out about these two over on my Twitter. And,
we haven't spoken about them. And
we haven't spoken about Thielen just yet, but just in case anyone's curious how Adam Thielen got the 3-year deal, this was the official documentation. If you know, you know. If you don't know, then again, maybe you didn't grow up watching movies. Do you know what this is from? This is a test.
I do. Bench warmers.
Hell yeah. Okay, we're flying.
I know movies. I just don't know the little young TV shows you
find
in your brain with SpongeBob and Krabby Patties and shit.
You're just a hater. Brandon Cooks, someone I told you guys to buy on January 28th. I hope you're able to do it. He lands with the Cowboys. I think that's probably like one of the best landing spots you could have hoped for if you had Brandon Cooks on your team.
Yeah, exactly. And this helps this team take it to the next level. I don't like this as a Giants fan, but for fantasy purposes, this is great. He is a more solidified wide receiver too, ahead of Michael Gallup, ahead of all of these other people there. Maybe they don't invest in a tight end because they have Brandon Cooks, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen there. But I really like Brandon Cooks to the Dallas Cowboys for sure.
I like it too, and probably not going to be able to get him cheap anymore. Yeah, Adam Thielen.
How are you feeling? Because I know, yes, he is an old going to a team that is rebuilt, gets the bag. I guess
we don't even know the details yet, do we?
Yeah, he got a 3-year contract.
I was saying the money. Do you know the money on it?
I'm pretty sure it was a significant amount. Let us know in the chat if you know what it is. Let me see if I can find it.
See if Spotrac has updated it.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, I can see that you're looking it up here on my side.
And Spotrac's taking ages. So 3 years, $25 million. $10 million in the first year. There's probably some outs after the first or second year, I would imagine. But yeah, good deal for him.
That's a lot, though. That's a lot, don't you think?
That's a lot. Not for really. I don't think.
32-year-old guy, 10 years, 10,000 in.
Thanks for the super chat,
10
Joe.
million in the first year.
Well, when you have guys like Christian Kirk, who's making, what was it, $18 million a year. I don't think it's crazy given the market, but that's about $8 million a year. That feels pretty affordable for a wide receiver based off of the market. But here's what I'll say.
Out in 2025. That's what I don't know if it came up for you. They have it out in 2025 and
right before 2025 actually.
Potential out 2025, and that will be an $18 million, $5 million dead cap.
They're probably not going to cut him before 2025, given the cap hit.
No.
Yeah, pretty good deal for him. Am I excited about it?
It helps.
I'm excited about it for whoever the quarterback is, that's coming in, but
yeah, it helps these guys mature. Terrence Marshall needs a guy to kind of look up to. Okay, what's happening here? Shy Smith, if he ever becomes anything,
rest in peace.
Has some
Laviska
Chanel, right? Like, you need these guys to look up to somebody that says, hey, you've been in this position, what do I do? Because they're all young wide receivers there, and maybe they do invest in another wide receiver, or they bring in somebody else in the younger room. Thielen is that guy they look up to. So
I'll say this, and you and I talked about this in a video that we just recorded before this stream, but I was saying, like, am I one of the only people who, thanks Kevin for the donation, we're going to get to those super chats in 1 second. Am I like the only person who kind of likes what the Panthers are doing? I'm like, they don't have the draft picks to surround whoever their quarterback is with options. You sign Miles Sanders. You can debate whether the money is worth it. I don't think it's that bad of a deal. You sign Hayden Hurst. You sign Adam Thielen. Hopefully you spend a second-round pick on a wide receiver. But am I the only one? I kind of like what the Panthers are doing. I'm a fan of what they're currently building. But, I think you feel the same as well.
Yeah, I do feel the same. I like everything that they're doing, and I believe they're going to continue to build, especially in the draft. Whatever that quarterback is going to look like, they better not be Anthony, but it's going to be phenomenal in both of our opinions. So I'm really excited to see what the Panthers are going to be doing.
Phenomenal. I wouldn't use the word phenomenal, but I would use the word excited.
Exciting. Okay. Maybe phenomenal is a bit too out there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Thielen is like a sneaky top 24 finish this year if they don't draft anyone else. If it's CJ Stroud or something, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I'm not saying it will happen, but I wouldn't be surprised by it. And then most recently, Damian Harris goes to the Bills. And
a 1-year contract.
I still don't think this rules them out from drafting a running back. I will say I still don't think it rules them out, but I do think he will be the preferred running back in the red zone, specifically within 5 yards of the goal line. So
agreed.
If you had this pipe dream that you wanted James Cook to get like 10 rushing touchdowns or whatever this year, it's probably not going to be him. This almost feels like a little bit like DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams vibes.
Yeah, and Cook is Jamal Williams is going to finish as the top 12 guy, 100%. I believe it.
Okay, tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself.
I believe it. That's what you said. You said I'm picking back off what you're putting down here.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Jamal Williams.
I will say this. Sorry, go ahead. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. We're going to get to those in 1 sec.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think what I'm seeing here with Damian Harris and the Bills with James Cook, he is going to be the goal line guy, but I think James Cook will be a lot more involved in what we anticipate. But agreed, don't rule out them investing in another running back in the draft as well.
And the last thing I wanted to ask you, because I have my own opinion and I'll state it as I always do, I do think Damian Harris is a good enough player he's a talented enough running back to make this a 50-50 split. Do you feel that way?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And yeah.
So it's not awful for James Cook, but it's not ideal either.
I think it's better than them drafting a younger running back and James Cook being completely irrelevant.
Sure.
That's what I think is better. So yeah.
I can get that. I can see what you're saying. All right, we're going to do a mock draft here, a rookie mock draft, and before we do that, we're going to answer all your super chats. Guys, thank you so much for the super chats. You're incredible.
Up, guys.
We're going to make sure and take time to answer those, as you guys know. But if you want to be a part of tonight's mock draft, join our Discord, and then we will post links under the Fantasyland tab under content releases. But let's get to these super chats here. Thanks so much of Joe Robinson, the infamous Joe
MVP.
Robinson stream back in the day. But shout out to you, man. 10 team, 1 quarterback, PPR start 9. Should I do this trade? Giving Waddle, Etienne, Peoples-Jones. Okay, so Waddle, Etienne, Peoples-Jones. He's getting the 105. Remember, this is 1 quarterback, so that is less valuable. A 25 first, Chubb and Higgins. He currently has the 101, and I'm taking Bijan. Waddle, Etienne, Peoples-Jones, or the 105, a first, Chubb and Higgins. T. Higgins there is very intriguing. Where do you lean here? Because at the 105, you're not getting JSN. You're not getting Jahmyr Gibbs. Maybe you get Jordan Addison or Quentin Johnston.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm keeping Waddle Etienne side. It's a 10-man league. I know it's 1 quarterback. You're not
That's
going
a good
out
point.
and
10
getting
team.
you're not going out and drafting one of these quarterbacks in the top 5. I'm happy with Waddle. I'm happy with Etienne. I know you're probably looking at Higgins, but I have Waddle ahead of Higgins currently. I have Etienne ahead of Chubb currently. And yeah, you get an extra 25 first, but we don't know where that's going to be, right? We always say this. You take a gamble when it's a 24 class, a 25 class, or whatever class it is. You already have Bijan. You're gonna take Bijan with the 101 there. Just hold on to it and keep Waddle and Etienne. That's how I'm seeing it.
I think you make a really good point about it being 10 team. I think if this was 12 team and Superflex, I'll probably lean the package side. But because it is 10 team, it is 1 quarterback. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you and say Waddle and Etienne is what I would be keeping there. Not to say that it's not even value, but I would just prefer that side. Kevin, 12 team, start 10 PPR. Give Michael Carter, done. I don't care what you're getting back. No disrespect.
Whoa. That's Michael Carter, man.
Michael Carter and the 206. Get Herbert in the 312. Kind of leaning towards no, worried about what Foreman will do to Herbert. I think the 206 is the most valuable piece here. 12 team, start 10. I'm assuming it's super flex, but we don't know. I'll keep the 206 side here. Thanks for the sub.
You get more for Herbert? Is Herbert? I feel like Herbert's going for more than that.
He shouldn't be, but if you can, then definitely do it.
Well, I'm just looking up on Keep Trade Cut and see what they're saying, but I think maybe 206 might be right. I guess 205 you can stretch it out a little bit, but 204 you can stretch it out a little bit for Khalil Herbert. But a lot of people are liking Khalil and not. We just believe that the Bears are going to draft a running back. Sell him high right now.
Yeah. Khalil Herbert was someone I brought in January as someone that you should buy low and then sell. But that sell window was for like 3 days before they got down to Foreman.
Yeah.
If you could have gotten an early second in that window, that's chef's kiss. That's exactly what we wanted, was like the 201 or the 202. I don't think Herbert's worth anywhere near that, but you're already cashing in on this investment that made money for you, basically. So, yeah, I'll keep Carter in the 206 there. But if it's not super flex, let's talk about that for a second. If it's not super flex, I actually am more intrigued about the Herbert side.
If it's not super flex, I think I'm still like the 206 because I know if it's not super flex or 1 quarterback league, I think you can get the value with more players at the 206.
It is super flex. Okay, so we'll take the 206 side. Sparrow, thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says 12 team, 1 quarterback, PPR start 7. Send DK, George Pickens, 106, 206, Trey McBride, get Chris Olave and Devonta Smith. So the important part of this is 1 quarterback start 7.
7.
What? That's small.
Quarterback. What's that? Quarterback, 2 running. No. Yeah, 1 quarterback. Quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers,
tight end,
and
flex. 1 flex.
Okay, so essentially just 1 flex spot. I am happy to. Okay, DK, Pickens, 106, 206, Trey McBride. Okay, Chris Olave and Devonta Smith.
My question is, does your league plan on expanding at some point to a start 8 or a start 9 or?
He said it's 2 flex spots. It's 1 running back.
Okay, 1 running back. DK Metcalf, George Pickens, 106,
Well, that makes it a
206.
little bit more intriguing because it's 12
I'm going to
teams, one
stick with
quarterback.
Olave here in a one quarterback format. Again, if that was super flex, I would do it. But again, start 7. I'll stick with Olave and Devonta Smith here.
Yeah, I like a lot. That's where I was leaning. Olave and Devonta Smith, kind of set and forget. You kind of know what you're going to get with those guys, and they're significantly higher in my rankings ahead of DK and George Pickens. In the 106, you're not getting. It's not like you're getting JSN or anything. It probably is Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
There.
All right, guys, thank you so much for
All
the
right.
super chat. Really, really appreciate you all. Again, for those who are watching, if you do want some advice straight away, super chat is the way to go. We do try our best to keep up with the chat, but we just can't guarantee anything because we do want to get to the mock draft, which is what we are here for today. So, Badake, if people want to join today's mock draft, how can they do so?
Yeah, guys, join our Discord. The link is in the description below. We have partnered with Flock, Mason, and Fantasy Stock Exchange, Fantasy Endgame, which is really awesome. Our Discord it's growing. It's really a really good community out there. But go to DynastyLand. It has little orange footballs in the front and the end. Go to content release. That's exactly where we'll be posting the link to this mock draft. And it is first come, first serve. We go live Monday through Thursday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. At the moment, we're committing to 7:30. So hopefully we can find an even medium for all you guys. Join the Discord, content release, and that's exactly where I will be posting the link. And I actually need to join the mock draft before I send the link.
Yeah.
So give me.
And speaking of Flock Fantasy, you guys probably have heard, as Badaki said, we did partner with Mason over at Flock Fantasy. The guys from Fantasy Endgame. We'll look at the team over here on the site. Us. Mason from Flock, the guys at Fantasy Endgame, the guys at Fantasy Stock Exchange. So if you do want our rankings, if you want bonus articles, if you want bonus live streams, bonus videos, I did a video about DJ Moore last week. I just put up an article actually this week about 40-yard dash times. I don't want to give you, access to it. Some of the things are free, but I went into depth, looked at the last 5 years, and basically the top 12 finishers and what the 40-yard dash, how that correlates, if it matters really. If you want our articles, if you want our rankings, we now have an age slider, right? So if you guys are wanting to only draft people under the age of 26, right? And Dynasty Superflex rankings, one quarterback, best ball, redraft will be added. If you want our bonus content, you can see, thanks for the super chat, JGM. You can see Corey says the beginner's guide to Dynasty. I did a video on DJ Moore. We got people talking about Dynasty Superflex buy lows. These are all bonus contents that you can access,
which is awesome.
So yeah, I think there's something else I was going to say. I can't remember. Last thing I was going to say is just keep in mind that the site itself is continually improving. The site that you see today, we've already added things, but it's going to continually get better and better and better, and we're really excited about that. I would say that the site today in a month will look different. The site today in a year will look completely different. It's going to continually improve, but we do wholeheartedly believe that you're getting the best bang for your buck. The best product we've ever been able to give you is here on flockfantasy.com. Use our promo code LAND, L-A-N-D, for 30% off. You can see that in the description. I also pasted it in the chat. But why don't we go ahead and send out that link over on the Discord now, and we'll get this thing popping. Oh, you sent it? Okay.
Yeah, I sent it out while you were doing it, just so
okay, cool.
We can be ahead of the curve there.
All right, just before we get to the mock, let's answer the super chat. Hey, need running back 24-second for Pacheco. Not the biggest fan, but need bodies at the position. Personally, no, I'm not sending a second round pick for Pacheco, but Badaki, what about you? Are you doing that?
No, I'm not doing that. I'd rather keep second and believe in some other guys.
How about
we just believe Pacheco's going, like, this team is going to be drafting another running back here.
It's just tough to bet on a 7th round pick. Second round picks that you players who could potentially get for a second right now. David Montgomery. I'll put Dalvin Cook in there. Aaron Jones you could definitely do.
Aaron Jones.
Derrick Henry. So those are some names if you're competing right now. If you're competing.
Yeah. There's a bunch of guys you can go and get right now for a second. Just got to take the chance on them. I mean, can you probably get Damon Harris right now on the low? But a lot of people probably don't want to sell him now. with that signing. Maybe Rashad White, Monty, Aaron Jones, like Zach said. Joe Money Bags, take a shot if you want. Brian Robinson,
Yeah.
all depends on what you want to do.
So, big shout out to Jaden. I can't remember the rest of his name, but he sent me a DM over on Discord and said, hey, I made this 4-round mock draft. Have a look at it. If it interests you, maybe we can use it for the landing spots in a mock draft this week. And that's exactly what we're doing. So, shout out to him. I hope I'm saying your name right. I think it's Jaden Sormani. I could be not saying it right, but this was a really interesting mock draft, and we're going to use these landing spots for today's rookie mock draft. So let's look at it together. You can see some trades that happened. Thank you so much for the super chat. We'll get to that in 1 second. You can see some trades that have happened. Arizona moves up to pick 8, or sorry, moves back to 8, and Atlanta moves up to pick 3.
Wow, crazy.
Obviously, that deal would have to look different because Atlanta would get more than just pick 8. But, who knows what the compensation is.
The Cardinals get more than pick 8.
But Atlanta moves up. The Raiders move down with the Bucks, and the Packers move down with the Dolphins. But at number 1, we have Bryce Young. Then we have C.J. Stroud going to the Texans. Anthony Richardson to the Falcons. This is fun. I've not seen this landing spot. Thanks for the donation, Paz. I've not seen this landing spot personally in a mock draft before. Have you?
No, I haven't. I mean, we have definitely said that the Falcons could be a team that trades up, but we've actually never seen it actually happen in a mock draft before.
Yeah, exactly. Really, really cool to see. Will Levis goes to the Bucks. Then we've got JSN to the Texans. Bijan Robinson to the Miami Dolphins. Wow. Darnell Washington's the first tight end off the board. He goes to the Raiders. Zay Flowers to the Chargers. Quentin Johnston to the Seahawks. Jordan Addison to the Baltimore Ravens. Josh Downs goes to the Dallas Cowboys. Jahmyr Gibbs goes to the Eagles. We get into the second round here where we see Hendon Hooker to the Colts. We see Jalen Hyatt to the Panthers. Zach Charbonnet to the Saints. Let's see.
By the way, that makes sense. Hendon Hooker makes sense there, guys, because they didn't draft the quarterback in the first, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, that could be his play.
Michael Mayer to the Packers. Dalton Kincaid to the Commanders. Sam Laporta to the Lions. And then we see Luke Musgrave to the Bengals. Kayshon Boutte to the Bears. Now we're into the third round here where we see Rashee Rice to the Saints. Cedric Tillman to the Patriots. A.T. Perry to the Rams. Tank Dell to the Packers. Tucker Kraft to the Chargers. Devin A-Chain to the Ravens. Tyler Scott to the Vikings. Tank Bigsby goes to the Bills. Rashawn Johnson to the Panthers. Zach Kuntz to the Chiefs. Parker Washington to the Cardinals. I actually like that spot. Xavier Hutchinson to the Niners. RIP Xavier. That sucks. Israel Banikonda goes to the Bears at the end of the third. I like it. And then into the fourth round where we see Kenny McIntosh to the Bucks. Michael Wilson to the Browns. Relevant players from here on out. Chase Brown to the Packers. Dwayne McBride to the Patriots. Zach Evans to the Jaguars. Puka Nacua to the Chiefs. I like it. Evan Hull to the Chargers. Jaden Reed to the Browns. Jonathan Mingo to the Giants. Sean Tucker goes to the Cowboys. So he'll link up with Tony Pollard. Tajay Spears to the Bengals. Andre Yeshivas to the Panthers. Deuce Vaughn to the Chiefs. And that is it for today's landing spot. So you can find this in the description below. And you can also find it in the comment section. But this was a fun one. We thought we would use it for today's
I think it's cool. If
Same.
people want to do more, send us our way.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we use them. So that's awesome.
Thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says, help please, 12 team super flex. I'm guessing that says IDP. I could be wrong.
IDP. Where do defensive players like Will Anderson start to go?
So,
oh man,
here's what I would say. We don't play in IDP leagues, and as much as we appreciate your super chat, it would be probably ill-informed of us to give you advice on your question. So I would say it just depends, because I feel like IDP, the scoring format, is very different for a lot of different leagues. It depends, like how much is a sack, how much is, so we can't really give you incredible advice on that. As sorry as I am to say, I would imagine he would go pretty early. Maybe the chat can help you out as well. Thank you so much for the super chat, but we don't play IDP, so we don't want to fake it and give you advice that isn't good.
So sorry, brother. We really appreciate that donation and really hope we can help in any ways. But join our Discord as well and ask them. Like, we have a lot of people play IDP Discord, so check that out.
Yeah. Okay, and thank you so much, Paz, for the super chat. Guys, super chats are coming in hot today. Thank you so much. That is a lot of love. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get to this rookie mock. Dynasty, Superflex, PPR, not tight end premium. Yeah. 2 minutes on the clock. Hand the man's up. See what he does here at the 101 is Bijan Robinson. No surprise.
Wow, CJ, come on, talk it up. Keep going. Wow.
CJ, who went to the Texans. Now Sammy Stacks is on the board. Thanks for the super chat, Blind. Says, how do you feel about Jake Ferg? Do you think Dallas drafts a tight end? Also, where do you think Bijan goes with all these running back signings? So, as far as Jake Ferguson, hold him. It's not worth not having Jake Ferguson on your team. And no one's going to send you enough value, I would say, that makes it worth sending him away. So hold Jake Ferguson. Dallas absolutely could draft a tight end, but let's see. They have a lot of needs outside of tight end as well. And I think they like Jake Ferguson. As far as Bijan Robinson, there's still a lot of areas where he could go. I still think that you can't rule out. Let me pull up the Tankathon here. I still think you can't rule out the Bills. You definitely can't rule out the Cowboys at the end of the first round. They will draft him if he's there. You can't rule out the Bills, the Bengals. To me, I don't think you can rule out the Ravens, the Chargers. Yeah, I think that's probably his sweet spot right now. Tennessee, as crazy as it sounds, I think Tennessee could do it. Chicago could do it at 9. So yeah, don't roll anyone out there.
Okay, just looking at these landing spots. Quentin goes to the Seahawks, which I'm not in love with.
Really?
It doesn't make sense.
You don't like that?
I mean, I don't think it makes sense, but I think that there's a world that it can possibly happen. And I think he takes over that Tyler Lockett role. Tyler Lockett moves on. I'm assuming this is kind of where he was thinking with this mock draft. He's still my wide receiver 1. I'll take him here, but I'm not necessarily, I don't know, I'm like in two worlds about it.
I like it.
I can see it, but I can not see it at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, you know me, I'm more talent over landing spot, but I like it. I mean, he gets Geno Smith, DK Metcalf's there, Tyler Lockett. How many years does Tyler Lockett have left? But I can see where you're coming from. So JSN goes at the 1/6 there, and JSN went to the Texans at 12.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I have a couple options here, and I'm gonna stick with Jahmyr Gibbs, who went to the Eagles at pick 30. Welcome to the squad, Jahmyr Gibbs. I wanted to be in a more difficult spot, so maybe I need to put myself at like 8 or 9. You know, to make it a little bit more difficult on myself.
Sure, I sent you that link by accident, by the way. Sorry.
Which link?
Nah, Ellen was asking for a link for something, but anyways.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah, Gibbs goes there. Will Levis. Let me ask you a question, because I was watching a couple people's live streams and they were talking about it. And if you're in a super flex league, Will Levis does go in the top 10, right? And in this scenario, the Bucks move up and he gets taken in the top 10. Surely there is a world where he's going before some of these receivers, these running backs, right? He goes at the 1-5 where I'm at. I want to ask you and the community, do you take the chance on Will Levis with a huge investment in the way they moved up, if that is the case? I know you're not a big Will Levis believer, but with a draft capital in the top 10 pick as a quarterback, do you do that over some of these positional players?
Do I draft Will Levis, who will get beat out by Baker Mayfield? No, I'm kidding.
And I think that's what's so
I
interesting,
think
right? Because
Will,
Baker's there.
yeah. So like, I'm trying to be a reasonable person about it, you know, because I think you're right, but I'm so damn stubborn that probably I won't. You know, like I'm probably still taking Quentin. I'm probably still taking Addison. I'm probably still taking Gibbs. But to be fair, if I look at my rankings, I mean, he would be. Let me double check. And let's pause after this first round is just finished.
Because I am a still believer in Will Levis. I was a believer of Will Levis over Richardson, but then I changed that. I changed that before the combine, which I feel really happy about because I just felt like a bandwagoner then. But I believe Will Levis has the tools. He has everything that he needs to become a successful quarterback in the NFL. And I think we have just overshadowed by what Anthony Richardson could potentially be and completely just disregarded what Will Levis could potentially be. Not saying you, I just feel like the fantasy community as a whole has kind of done that.
I get it. First thing I would say is I feel as if not only, okay, so this is hard for me. I've been out on Will Levis since last year. Remember when we started scouting the 23 class, and I was like, I don't even have a first round grade on him. But I think as Will Levis is falling and he has less supporters for whatever reason, you guys tell me, and Anthony Richardson is rising, I think that nothing has happened since people started evaluating players that would suggest that Anthony Richardson should be moving up and Will Levis should be moving down. So I agree with you in the sense that maybe Anthony Richardson is getting too much love and Will Levis is getting too much hate. I don't know. I'm just looking at my rankings right now. I would have Will Levis as my 8th. So that's actually where I would have him.
Right, but with top 10 draft capital, is he?
I assume he's already going top 10 now.
Okay.
Has something changed?
Okay. No, but I think like if the Colts are out of contention and then Anthony Richardson is jumped by the Colts are jumped by a team and Will Levis actually goes to the Colts, I think that's probably one of the best landing spots for a quarterback. And if Will Levis does go there with the foundation that he has, people are going to start to reevaluate, right? And I think the community is going to start to reevaluate and say, oh, dang, but Will Levis to the Colts had success with some quarterbacks. Obviously, they had this quarterback carousel. Jonathan Taylor, decent offensive line. Michael Pittman.
I think
blah, blah, blah,
what
blah,
you
blah,
could see,
right?
If Addison falls out of the first, if Gibbs lands in a terrible position and the draft capital is not ideal, I could see Will Levis moving up 2 spots. I could see that happening. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
But I still think there's a huge bust potential as there is with Richardson. But yeah.
Yeah, so, and people are taking I guess like people are just taking. People are like really believing in Richardson, and I think it's probably skewed just based off of the combine potentially. So,
yeah, I think the combine has definitely given maybe too much belief in Anthony Richardson. And look, if you go on YouTube right now, guys, and you search 5 different channels who cover Dynasty content, they're going to be telling you 5 different things. I know there's people out there who are saying A-Rich is the 1-1 in a Superflex format. Just so we're all clear, A-Rich did not move for me because of the combine. I think for the quarterback position, it's incredible the way that he tested, and it's impressive, and it gives you confidence in him taking a shot. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be able to process the game better. That doesn't mean he's going to stand in the pocket and be able to read pressure and to feel pressure and to process the game in real time when the NFL is coming right at him. So I'm happy for him, but it doesn't mean that he's going to be a successful quarterback. I want him to. I believe he can given the right system, but I still think there is more risk in taking Anthony Richardson over Bijan, over CJ, over Bryce Young than there is letting him fall and someone else take him. And I just feel like with those first picks, that 101 to 104, it is crucial that your team hits on these picks.
Right.
Anything in the first round that surprised you?
Yeah, I would say Hyatt. We haven't seen Hyatt going first in a while in our mock draft. Where did Downs go? Actually, I'm assuming he went in the second.
No, he went in the first to the Cowboys.
First to the Cowboys. Okay, which I guess doesn't really make sense now with the context of Brandon Cooks, but maybe they still go. Yeah. But I think the biggest one is Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt goes. I think he goes to the Panthers in the second, which once again another decent landing spot for this team. He links up with Bryce Young here and Adam Thielen, but we're just not a massive Hyatt believers.
Yeah, Hyatt.
I think there's one other guy I would rather take over Jalen Hyatt that has a significantly better landing spot with a significantly better quarterback that also went in the first round.
I'm shocked that there's a specific wide receiver on the board, and I'm shocked that he is still available. Yeah, I think we've said our piece on Jalen Hyatt, but Hyatt is a player I want people to draft in the first round before me. Like, I want him to be a reason other players fall. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the second round here then. Do us a favor, guys. Shout out to the 170 plus people watching the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you like Dynasty football like us, then you're probably talking about it every day just like we are. Welcome to the community. Do us a favor. Drop a like to show some support. Subscribe if you like Dynasty content. And if you want some of our exclusives, you can check out flockfantasy.com/land. Let's get into this second round here. That wide receiver that's still on the board, Badake, there he goes. I was going to say, surely he's going to go. Zay Flowers. Yeah. You couldn't have drawn up a better spot for Zay Flowers. Better draft capital, better landing spot. Zay Flowers, 21st overall pick.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. That's what I heard.
That's right. Actually, I really love Papa John's. Damn, you got me thinking about that garlic sauce now.
Oh boy, sorry.
This is perfect. I feel like Zay Flowers got to be a first-round pick if he goes to the Chargers in the first round.
100%.
Thanks for the super chat, Paz.
I would say I would take Zay Flowers over Jordan Addison based off landing spot. Not saying based off talent, just based off the landing spot and the quarterback play and how this offense is going to be run. But Jordan Addison's still my wide receiver 3.
I currently have in my Superflex rankings Charbonnet, Addison, and Flowers. They're all tied right now as my 109. I love all of them. I think they all, depending on landing spots and draft capital, like I'll solidify that. But I think I probably would lean Zay Flowers here over Addison as well.
Yeah.
And it's not just because of the landing spot. It's because I have those players right now in my talent evaluation. I have them so close. Hendon Hooker goes at the 2-2. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it based off of this mock draft. I also believe that Hendon Hooker would go higher in a round.
Really?
He will go in the first round if he gets drafted to the Colts in this situation.
But it's still not first round capital, though. It's still second round capital.
It is second round capital, but I think people will take him over someone like a Josh Downs, someone like a Jalen Hyatt, depending on the draft capital. That's how I'm seeing it. I mean, would you disagree there? Because I know you're a big Hendon Hooker believer, and I like Hendon Hooker.
I love Hendon Hooker.
He goes to the Colts. And he's potentially going to be their franchise quarterback in this scenario. This is how I'm reading it, right? They get an offensive line, then you get Hendon Hooker in the first part of the second round. It just makes sense in my eyes if that.
I don't know. A second round pick doesn't feel like the team is saying you're absolutely our starter.
Sure.
I could see a scenario in which the Colts go quarterback in 2024, and Hendon Hooker is just their backup. I'm not even sure that Hendon Hooker would play the entire first year. So you're spending an early second round pick on him, and you have no idea what he's doing for your team.
Carter Minshew. Sorry.
You have no idea what he's doing for your team. So I don't want to spend that and then still have question marks next year, and his value hasn't improved. So it's too early for me.
Okay.
What's up, Flock? Welcome in, my man. We gotta get a live stream with Mason.
Yeah, we do, man. Okay, I'm looking at my papers here. Look at this mock draft.
Just before you make your pick, because I know you got 40 seconds. Thank you so much for the super chat, Paz. I have the 102, 104, and 106 with Pickett and Purdy and Superflex start 9. Should I do quarterback, JSN, and Gibbs, or 2 quarterbacks and whoever falls to 106? Paz, the best advice I could personally give you is to draft the best player available, regardless of your needs. Now, you can trade back from the 102 and the 104 if you like, if the package is good. But if you don't get good packages to trade back, draft the best player available, because eventually in a Superflex format, people are going to be sending you a lot for Bryce and CJ Stroud, in our opinion. You're about to make a pick here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm running out of time here. I'll take Dalton Kincaid, another tight end here. He goes to your Washington Commanders in the second in this mock, which I like.
Yeah.
I like him going there, so I'm happy with taking Dalton Kincaid.
Would you agree with that as well? Take best player available and then explore trades afterwards. Try and trade back if you can, but
for his question, so yeah. I know you read it, but I was definitely
Thank you so much for the sub, Maria. So Rashee Rice goes here, and friendly reminder that Rashee Rice was the last pick, or sorry, he was the third round pick to the Saints.
Yeah.
A third round pick to the Saints.
I would agree with you, by the way.
Okay.
With that take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third round.
So it's probably best player available will be quarterback, and then JSN if he's there. But I'm not opposed to trading back. It just depends on the package that you get.
Agreed.
Okay, we're on the board here. I'm just looking at some of these options. By the way, it looks like Mason agrees with you. He would take Hooker over Downs/Hyatt.
Yeah, I definitely. I guess that screams to me that they're gonna invest in Hendon Hooker and hopefully see that flourish in maybe the second half of the season for the Colts.
Sure.
Once he's healthy.
Man, these there's not many running backs in this mock, but
no. I thought about one.
There is one in particular that I'm probably gonna draft here, and his name is Sean Tucker.
Yeah.
Let's talk about let's talk about the
Oh no, the video.
I just want everyone here to know that yesterday I went to my park. I went to my local park, and I ran a 4.29. I set a tripod up, and I ran a 4.29 40-yard dash. So in case anyone has any connections to the NFL, I also bench press 400 pounds. And I set the record for a couple other drills. So I can send you guys the footage if you want. But I did actually set a record for mini drills at the combine. So yeah, please, let me know if you need that footage.
Oh man.
I'll take Tucker here at the 2.7. Goes to the Cowboys. I like how he and Tony Pollard. I like envisioning how they could complement each other in that backfield. But what is that? What is that pro day, man? I know you're a Sean Tucker fan.
Look, it's disappointing, 100%. Does this hurt Sean Tucker's draft capital? Absolutely. He did say on his Twitter that he was hoping to be cleared of medical thing that maybe he wasn't expecting to have throughout the combine time and his pro day time. So I'm kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt, but at the moment doesn't help his draft capital. And look, I'm taking the man for his word. He ran a 4.33. My guy's fast.
Yeah.
And look, it's not nice.
It's so funny because I feel like watching the combine, there are so many players that you could have said, I think they ran faster, and then what the time shows. So who timed that for him? I don't know.
If you look at it though, he has 2 attempts. One was like 4.5. It was like 4.58 or something, and then he goes
4.58. I don't think it was that slow. I think it was 4.4 or something.
Sorry, 4.48, not 4.58.
Right.
And then he comes back and then runs a 4.33, which is like, okay, that's a really big jump. So I don't know, but I wonder what's gonna happen, and we gotta wait and see. Right now, he's feeling like a day 3 guy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which I was hoping to him to squeeze into day 2.
Yeah. I'm definitely just joking. I mean, I'm
No,
just
I
not
definitely I know.
sure that the NFL is gonna look at that video and be like, we're gonna take this as truth. You know?
Nah, I mean, now those teams has to do those interviews with him. Now those teams has to understand where he's at, how he's feeling, what's the problem, what the problem is. Oh my gosh, I just realized somebody, which I like the landing spot. Anyways, um,
Darnell
surprises.
Washington at the 2-8 is really interesting to me. The fact that he's the first tight end off the board and he's stepping into Las Vegas, who just lost Darren Waller. To me, I think Darnell Washington probably should go higher, and maybe that's an oversight from myself. Tajay Spears at the 2-9. Where did
What's the
Tajay?
Bengals?
He went to the Bengals. That's a very good spot for
Yeah.
him as well. At the end of the 4th round.
What about big old Roscoe?
Rashawn Johnson did go to the Panthers. So in that scenario, as much as I love Rashawn Johnson, he, in my opinion, you let me know, chat. I don't think he's beating out Miles Sanders.
No, I don't think
He's
beating
probably
him out,
annoying Miles
but
Sanders owners, but
yeah, I would agree.
not after
I would
that
agree.
contract. And you and I like Miles Sanders as a talent. Boutte
The
goes
one-
to the Bears at the end of the
Bears in
second.
the second. I like this landing spot for Boutte. Mooney, Cole, DJ Moore. Maybe now there's way too many mouths to feed there, but maybe he takes over that Darnell Mooney role if the Bears don't invest in him at the end of his contract, right?
Could see it.
So I like Keyshawn Boutte, and he gets still second round draft capital. I'll take a chance there with Booty.
I think, yeah, at the end of the second, I also like it there as well. What a
about
fall
Tillman?
from grace Boutte had. Hey, Justin, thanks so much for becoming a member on YouTube.
love,
You will
man.
have
That's awesome.
your loyalty badge. It will grow over time. Appreciate you, man. That's love. So let's answer Justin's question here. Thank you, Justin, for the super chat. He says, wanted to donate, so I'll just tell about a crazy trade offer I got. It's too good to be true. 1 quarterback, 2 mid firsts, 2 mid to late firsts, 2 late firsts for the 103.
Right.
Okay, 1 quarterback, 24 mid to late firsts, 2 late firsts for the 103. I am comfortable to make that move in a 1 quarterback format.
Yeah, agreed. That's great for you. I mean, that's huge. 1 quarterback.
Yeah. That's an
wild.
easy accept for me.
That is what
But
4 first round picks for the 103. Essentially, it doesn't matter where it's at.
yeah, I actually read it as 3 first round picks, and I was saying yes. So 4, absolutely. That's my bad.
Yeah,
You're right.
Two,
It is 4.
two mid to late
You're right,
first,
it
and
is
then
4.
2 25 first. Yeah, that's wild.
In a 1 quarterback, I mean, damn, they must really love Jahmyr Gibbs. 4 first round picks for Jahmyr Gibbs. As much as I like him, I'm not paying that much for him. Okay. Any steal of the draft here in the second round for you? Steal of the second round, rather.
Still the second round. I would personally say. I would say Hooker and Booty. No, Zay Flowers.
Zay's the easy choice. I
I would
agree.
say Hooker because I do believe Hooker would have been a first round pick.
Okay. Yeah.
In this scenario, and then Booty, I like him going to the Bears there.
Sure.
So,
I'm just
Where did
skeptical,
Devin
man.
go?
I mean, like, do you think Hendon plays this year?
I think he is ready. He's saying he will be ready for. Does he play a full season? It probably like right now the Colts have Gardner Minshew and Nick Foles as their quarterback, Sam Ellinger. I think until he's really ready, I probably see him playing half the season, kind of what we saw with who do we see this with? Maybe like a Kenny Pickett. Maybe he doesn't play the first 4 or 5 games, and then it's like, okay, Gardner Minshew, you're not doing it, bro. Let's get Hendon Hooker. He feels comfortable. He's been competing. That's how I'm seeing it.
Okay. My player I wanted to really point out is Darnell Washington at the 2A. Again, lands. He's the first tight end off the board in this mock draft to the Raiders with a 19th overall pick. Yeah, we do have some concerns as far as his value, kind of like in the middle of the field in the red zone. It makes a lot of sense, but kind of like in that middle area of the field. How will he be utilized by the team? But still very excited about him being a first-round pick, about there being no Darren Waller there. Jimmy G, who's had success with tight ends in the past. I think that's a pretty good pick there at the 2-8. I would also say Tajay Spears at the 2-9. If Joe Mixon does actually move on, that's a ridiculously good pick. But let's go ahead and head into the third round here. Go ahead and do us a favor, guys. If you have yet to do so, drop a like. We will be having a second mock draft tonight because you guys helped us reach our like goal. So we do appreciate you guys. This stream has been awesome. Lots of love so far. Let's go ahead and get into this third round here. Luke Musgrave off the board at the 3-1. And I believe Luke went to the Bengals. He did, yeah. Luke Musgrave, that's a good pick. Yeah, Zach Evans. I was seeing Zach Evans is still on the board, but man, if he goes to the Jags in the 4th round, what do you do with him then? Are you muted?
I am muted. GG's. I was agreeing with you with Izzy in the end of the third. Pukanuka, Xavier Hutton. Did he get drafted? X gonna give it to you. He went to the 49ers. And Puka, I wonder where he got drafted. He went to the Chiefs. Okay.
Yep.
I'll take my guy.
Okay.
Let me just double check. I think he went in the 2nd round. He went to the 2nd round. He's going to be a slot receiver there for the Tennessee Titans, and that's Marvin Mims. I like that landing spot for him. Being that good wide receiver, too, to get rid of Roberto Woods. Marvin Mims steps up here in the slot, which I really like.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick in the 3rd round for sure. Makes a lot of sense.
Roberto Woods. Let me know if anyone knows where that's from. The OGs might know that back in the day.
Did we make that up?
I feel like we did.
On the podcast? I feel like we did, right?
I feel like we did, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know if that came from something else, but I'm pretty sure we made that up. That's a podcast days. I mean, I doubt anyone here even knows we had a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's still available out there, but there's something that we would love to bring up. Bring back. But I guess we're just fully focused on building YouTube right now, and then maybe we get enough time, then we can see that flourishing once again. Who knows?
I feel like I have so many good options here. I just don't know what to do. By the way, Mims went in the 3rd round of this mock.
Okay, that's fine. Still like Mims.
People were saying that. Yeah. I feel like there's 4 players I could draft here. I don't want to say their names because typically when we say names, then people get overdrafted.
There is somebody.
There's so many good options.
I see one player that I think you can go, but I don't think you would go that player.
Right now, I'm having this internal battle between draft capital and my talent evaluation, because there's a player who has better draft capital, but I like the talent of a different player more, and I also like the landing spot better.
More. Okay.
So
well, let's see where the other player goes.
Struggling internally to figure that one out, but also there's another name here that oh my gosh, there's really good options here. Okay.
MP, it's happening, baby.
I'm going to go ahead and stick to my talent evaluation here. This player went in the 3rd round. And I like envisioning him in this offense. His name is Tucker Kraft.
Okay.
He goes to the Los Angeles Chargers with pick 85. Pick number 85. So I'm going to go ahead and take Tucker Kraft here, but I'm kind of frustrated because there's 4 players I really want to draft. I feel like in the 3rd round, you kind of want to have like one player fall to you. And you're like, okay, good. I got my player in the 3rd round, but there's a lot of good options there.
Yeah, a lot of good options there. Evan Hall goes in the 4th round to the Chargers, by the way, which could be very interesting. So he goes there. Chase Brown downtown.
A lot of people like Evan Hull. I mean, if you guys didn't watch the combine, he is the running back who every drill he ran into the end zone. And there's going to be some old school GM who's raving about that. Oh, that guy gets it. That guy knows football. Put him up higher on our board, you know.
Yeah. Parker Washington to the Cardinals, Chase Brown to the Packers, Kendra Miller. Did he get drafted? Kendra Miller didn't get drafted, which is fine. And then Nathaniel Dell, which I'm pretty sure he also didn't get drafted.
No, he did. He did get drafted. He went to the
up.
Packers in round 3.
Never mind.
So he can be a punt returner for them.
He could be a punt returner. Great guy. We're not big Nathaniel Dell believers here, guys. If time, but
that's a joke.
Just don't believe it.
We joke. Okay, but
don't believe it,
yeah.
man. What is it?
But
He's
312, not bad.
He's Zach with some speed.
He's literally my frame in the NFL. I like Parker Washington. That was another name I was really considering. I feel, as I know you probably would agree, that he is one of the most disrespected players in this draft. Yeah. We really like his film. Incredible hands. They're huge, and he doesn't drop many balls. In fact, his ball skills are amongst the best in the class. I really like Parker Washington. He goes in the 3rd round to the Cardinals, and I can envision a role for him here.
Yeah, I think I might have him over Marvin Mims. Maybe that's an oversight by me. Parker Washington to the Cardinals, and Marvin Mims to the Titans. I'm going with Parker Washington. Better offense, better quarterback, long term.
Yeah.
100% Parker Washington.
So I like that Parker Washington pick. But yeah, let's get into this 4th round here. I can't believe that there's a running back still available here in the 4th round, and I'm a part of the problem here.
You are the problem.
I am the problem. Just the problem as a whole. What's up, Dave? Welcome in.
How you doing, Dave? Been a minute, man. Not a minute, but you know what I mean.
Your father changed his name to Roberto. Has anyone here ever actually listened to our podcast? I'm genuinely curious because I doubt anyone would even. I think Dave probably would have.
Dave has. I feel like MP have.
I don't think MP would have, man.
Has he?
I don't think so.
I wonder if Daniel Macy has.
I don't think so. I don't think these guys know.
Have you done that, Drusif?
We haven't done a podcast, man, since December of 2021.
Yeah, it's been. He said once. I had no idea you guys had a podcast. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Who has been people that's had a podcast? Because
I think Alpha. Dave says he's listened once. I bet you Billy has. Billy Spriggs has.
Nah, yeah, Billy definitely has. Maybe it's like, because I remember there was a time where people were like, yo, what's happened to the podcast? Bring the podcast out. Ed Mack definitely has.
Ed Mack has, for sure.
Ed Mack used to be like, yo, what's going on? You know, he used to be upset. Yeah. Damn it. Sam Laporta. That's such a good pick.
Yeah, that's who I was debating at the 3-7.
Oh, man. That was phenomenal. I was like, okay, he's going to post me in the 4th, and he goes to the Lions. I think in the second round, which is awesome. An awesome pick there. Okay, I mean, do I take him? I think I might have to. Kind of best player available now. He goes to the Jags in the 4th round.
Yeah. And honestly, I should have taken him earlier. I kind of forgot that he was existing.
It's like, okay, what happens though? Like, what's the true upside here? Zach Evans and Travis Etienne. Probably not much. Probably a guy.
It's tough.
I just don't see him taking more than a reliever back role, or even I don't see him getting more than 30%, right? So he's just a guy. Maybe they run 2 running back sets somehow, some way to kind of mix it up. But you take best player available, because if Etienne goes down, Zach Evans is there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if this was a real draft, I have to admit I probably would have taken him earlier than this. And I should have stick to my guns there, but Tucker Kraft to the Chargers was just so sexy. Tank Bigsby at the 4-3. Tank Tank Bigsby ends up going to the Bills.
Which I like.
In the
That was
fourth
another
round.
guy I had on
Thank you
my
so much
queue.
for the sub, Justin.
Thank you, man. Yeah, he was another guy I had on my queue here with Sam Laporta and Tank.
Yep, he was also another player I was considering at 3-7. There was 4 names I said. 5 names would have been Zach Evans, Tucker Kraft, Sam Laporta, Parker Washington, and Tank Bigsby.
Yeah. And he goes to the Bills, and yeah, Damian Harris is there, but maybe Damian Harris doesn't work out, and then Tank kind of takes that role from Damian Harris. It's a cheaper deal. That could be an option.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much for all the love today. If you have yet to drop a like, do us a favor and hit that like button. Such an easy way to support the show, to help us grow.
That's right.
We do appreciate the love and the support on the channel today. It definitely means a lot to us. I'm going to say some names. You tell me if they were drafted.
Okay, give me a second. Let me just
Bryce Ford Wheaton.
Ford Wheaton. I got nothing.
Okay. How about Jaden Reed?
Jaden Reed. Yeah, he went to the Browns. He went to the Browns in the 4th round.
Okay. Dwayne McBride to the Patriots is interesting because I could actually see how he could carve out a nice role for himself there.
Okay. Talk it up, Daniel. 37 days until the NFL draft. I can't wait.
Okay. Just collecting my thoughts here. Let's go ahead and let's take it's a 4th round. We'll have some fun with it.
Have some fun.
Actually, no. We're gonna do the smart thing and take Dwayne McBride.
Okay.
Welcome, Dwayne McBride. I can see how he could carve out a role for himself in New England. 4th round draft capital. Hey, the same capital Ramondre Stevenson got. I'll take him there in the 4th round. McBride is really difficult to project as a receiver because, as you guys know, we've said this before, but he had 4 targets, not in a game this year, not in 3 games this year. He had 4 targets the entire season. I think he has like 3 receptions in his career.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So a really difficult player to project through the air, but a good pure runner on the ground. So
yeah, I'm lucky for McBride there in the pass catching game. Michael Wilson, did he get drafted? I had to put my.
yeah, he did. He went to the Browns.
Okay.
In the 4th round.
Right, Michael Wilson in the 4th. Chase Brown downtown.
Stetson Bennett goes off the board. I don't know if Stetson was drafted though.
Yeah, he went to the Steelers in the 4th.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
We're going to go ahead and start a new mock draft for you guys. Whole new group of people. And if people want to join this mock draft, Badake, how can they do so?
Yeah, guys, join our Discord. Link in the description below. Go there. Go to DynastyLand. You see DynastyLand. It has the orange bulls there. Orange footballs. Go there and then go to content release. That's exactly where I'll be posting the link. You saw that I posted a link there earlier. If you want to be part of this mock draft. Guys, also, let somebody else join. Give somebody else an opportunity to join and mock with us.
If you were in this one here.
Yeah, if you were in this one. We go live Monday through Thursday, and we have plenty of option times for you guys to mock. So if you guys were in this past one, give somebody else a chance. Okay. Where am I going to go? Yeah, I want the end of the round. Let's go to 7.
MP's got a question for you, man. $10 super chat. Appreciate you, MP.
Love MP. Appreciate you.
He's got a question for you.
Question: Amari Cooper and Romeo Doubs for DJ Moore, Team Superflex. Positioning for a win now team. Do you think that's good value, or can I stretch for more? Mari Cooper and Romeo Dubs for DJ Moore. Ooh, that's close. I think I'm still happy with. I think good. I don't think you can stretch for more. Personally, let me just see where Amari Cooper's at according to the community, because I think it all depends on how people view Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 35 right now, so he's not the highest. DJ Moore at his high point, and then Romeo Dubs. I'm happy to take DJ Moore side there personally.
Yeah.
Positioning for a win now. If you're a win now, I would want to keep Amari Cooper. I want him as a win now option, a buy low option as well in a win now scenario. Wide receiver 35, 28 years old. This team needs to, they can't really invest in another wide receiver, especially with the cap that they're in the free agency market. And they don't have a first round pick for the next 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. So I really lean on DJ Moore, but don't sleep on Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Dubes. I know, James. We say that all the time. Dubs, Doobs, Dobbs.
Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Duck, dive, dodge, dodgeball.
Yeah. So Romeo Dubs, like Midnight Club Dubs. Oh, that's a classic. You play that?
No, I haven't. MP, I kind of realized halfway through that was our trade. So I was waiting to see what Badake would say.
What trade was it? I mean, like what side were you?
I was sending Amari Cooper and Romeo Dobbs.
Okay, for DJ Moore, right?
So why don't we go ahead and start up this second mock draft? Please keep in mind that if you have joined already today, then don't join the next one. But I sent you the link, Badake. You can go ahead and send that out.
Yeah.
But MP, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really do appreciate that. I was actually just going through my leagues right now and making sure that any trade I sent out does not include Damian Harris.
All right, that link has been sent out, so you guys should be able to join now.
Soup for sale. G Money's here.
Soup for sale. Once again, go to our Discord. Go to content releases under Fantasyland tab and draft, guys.
Yeah, it never takes us long to fill, so this is definitely a good day to get in, guys. All right, we got 2 spots left, which is very, very rare. Sparrow says I got in. Love it. Just Dak says, well, Mark Cooper is the win now move, not DJ Moore. MP says, do you think Bills get another running back in that room, though? I definitely think they could, yeah.
They could, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think they could. Sparrow got in. All right, we have 1 spot left.
Team 12,
Anyone is welcome to join here today, guys.
Team 12. And this is good. This is good for you guys, because you guys know. Once again, join our Discord, Fantasyland, then content releases. That's how you can join. There goes Mantra.
All right.
There you go.
Let's start this thing off. Here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. It is Superflex, PPR, non-tight end premium. Yeah.
What's happening?
I was trying to think of what else to say.
How you feeling, brother?
What's up? What's up, Just Dak, man? Good to have you in the stream, my brother. How do you feel about Zeke moving on?
Yeah, and Brandon Cooks now. You must be feeling good.
Yeah, have to. Bijan Robinson, 101. Then we see Bryce Young at the 102. I like it. A little bit too much disrespect on Bryce Young recently. CJ Stroud at the 1-3. Anthony Richardson at the 1-4. Now, G Money's on the clock here at the 1-5. And let's see what G Money's going to do.
X going to give it to you. I don't know why I just thought of that, but hey.
Jackson Smith and Jigba goes off the board. He went to the Texans, if you guys remember here, with pick number 12.
Oh, this little bitch.
Will Levis goes off the board. And Badake's on the clock. I mean, you got your wide receiver 1 on the board. What do you...
I know. I wanted to do Will Levis. I wanted to take Will Levis just to see how I felt.
Okay.
If it was there and he takes him. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take Quentin here again. Actually, I'm going to take Gibbs. I'll switch it up. just because I took Quentin last mock, just want to see maybe where he will fall. If Jameer went to the Eagles, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll take Gibbs here. Yeah, I wanted to take Will Levis there. Just once again, back on our conversation, you guys weren't here. Will Levis gets top 10 draft capital. I think there is a scenario where he goes ahead of some of these wide receivers, some of these running backs. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah, so I'm on the clock here, and I mentioned this before in the last stream. At my 109 right now, it's a three-way tie between three players. And so, as crazy as it might be, this is where I'm going to take Zay Flowers. He goes in the first round to the Chargers. So I'm trying to find him here in the ADP. Am I missing something?
Okay. Just type in Zay Flowers.
Welcome to the squad. Zay Flowers here at the 109. He goes to the Chargers. They need some youth in that team, specifically in that receiving room. And Zay Flowers is going to bring that and more. Wu-Tang and Nas coming to Sydney, locking down some tickets. Love that.
Yeah, Rip DMX. That guy just listen to the song. Okay, yeah, it's so random. No, that's cool. I didn't know that. MP, Wu-Tang, Nas. Where they going? Do you know? Where are they going to perform? That was the question.
Sparrow says he was going to take Flowers. Flowers before Addison. Yes, Kevin. Flowers before Addison. I have them tied as my wide receiver 3 right now.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier. I think we both like the landing spot. We prefer this landing spot a little bit better.
You got Flowers, who went to the Chargers. Addison, who went to the Ravens. Mm-hmm. If Lamar Jackson is there, no disrespect to Lamar Jackson, but I want Justin Herbert as my quarterback. And if I had Addison and Flowers in different tiers, and if I viewed them, one as a much better prospect, then I would go Addison, but that's not how I personally view it.
Yeah, exactly. And I would agree with Zach. Just really depends on how you view some of these guys and what that look like for you. So
yeah. AK says, thanks so much for the super chat, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Excuse me. Superflex, half PPR, tight end premium. Start 10, traded the startup 105, 805, 908, and 1005 for the 202, 309, 404. If going off, keep trade cut. That's Justin Herbert, Amari Cooper. Okay. Thanks for the super chat, Dak. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Traded the startup 105.
So what's that?
805 and 908. So that's probably Justin Herbert.
Right. Justin Herbert. And then the 202, depending on where you go, there's like so many people you can get the 202. But according to this, the 202 is Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
That's how I'm seeing it. And then ETN at the 309, then JSN at the 404. I mean, I would take the 202, like the Wilson, ETN, JSN side, clearly. But I just think that Garrett Wilson, has he gone that high? He's like, we had the conversation the other day. He was like mid second. Now he's 202.
I don't know. I guess. I wonder. Maybe Young at the 202. So I think maybe that's his options. He's thinking maybe he'll go Garrett at the 202.
Yeah.
I would go Bryce or CJ at the 202.
Yeah. And then
I'm fine with that deal.
I think it goes the other way. Yeah, I am fine with that deal. Happy with the quarterback play, and then you going a different route.
Yeah.
Okay. So Michael Mayer, Sean Tucker, Hendon Hook again at the 211, 2-4. He goes still in the second round. Once again, still taking him over Josh Downs at least. And Jalen Hyatt. Zach Evans, the 2-5. Darnell Washington.
Yeah, AK, I like that too. If you feel confident that you can get one of those quarterbacks at the 202, then I like it. But I don't want to disrespect Justin Herbert, but I do like it.
Yeah, I agree with Zach. Okay, I think I wonder if I will do this. Would I do this? Yeah, I probably would. I'll take Booty.
Okay.
I know he went at what, the 210, 211 last time.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I really like the Bears landing spot and the second round draft capital. Didn't have the best combine, but maybe he just had a bad day.
Maybe he did have a bad day. Just Dak, thanks so much for the super chat, man. He says all is well. WE, which I'm sure means something. I didn't know we got Cook's been working hard.
Holy shit, we got Cooks.
This is our reward for breaking the news for Dak. I love that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
that's
sir.
So funny.
Brandon Cooks is on the squad.
Well,
love that for you, Dak. All right, I'm up here. No brainer for me. Devin A. Chain's available. This will be an auto pick for me. He goes in the I think in the third round. He goes in the third round to the Ravens. I don't need to overthink it. I'll draft him here.
Yep.
There goes Tank Bigsby off the board.
Tank,
so
wow,
this draft is very different. I mean, Zach Evans goes much higher. Bigsby goes higher. So yeah,
both Tank and Zach Evans now go in the second instead of the fourth in the past one. Yeah. So maybe these people like these landing spots a little bit more.
I do feel like the fourth was too disrespectful for Evans personally and Bigsby.
Big old Roscoe.
Rashawn at the 211. Pretty good deal. We gave up a 5th and 6. I'm excited about Cooks. Is legit, always open, even with bad quarterbacks. I think he does complement CeeDee Lamb really, really well, Dak. I agree.
Yeah. I'm really happy there. So I'm really happy for you guys. And way, what I'm hoping for is some of these players. Like, I wish Adam Thielen went to the Chargers or like went to a team that's right before the Giants so that like these players can fall, like a wide receiver can fall.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Luke Musgrave there, the 212. X gonna give it to you. Who you hoping that your team's draft? Have I asked you this question?
I don't know. Have you?
Who do you want Washington Commanders to take at 16? I know obviously you can go in so many different ways. You know, I want a wide receiver, but like, who do you want? Who's like, okay, he can help. You know,
C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young.
Sure.
You asked me who I wanted at 16.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of unrealistic.
Yeah, it is unrealistic. That was a joke. I feel like Michael Mayer makes a ton of sense for us at 16.
How do you feel about taking a tight end at 16?
Don't care about it. I'm fine with it personally. I know some people are, against it, but to me, Michael Mayer, I know he didn't have the best combine, but we didn't expect him to test as far as like his speed. I think people are really disappointed with the 40-yard dash. And that's kind of something that we saw in film. Not the fastest player, but that's okay. Very good in every other area of the game. I think he improves our run game. He can instantly start. He's great in line. He's great out wide. He's great in the slot. Good ball skills. He is kind of like a really good complementary piece to what we already have. Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. Those guys have speed. And I think that Michael Mayer is a really good option over the middle of the field for whoever is quarterback, assuming that at this point is Sam Howell. So, yeah, okay. I like Michael Mayer, but I also like cornerback. I think cornerback makes a ton of sense for us. Whoever is there. I mean, there's a lot of options. In this year's draft, it is a good cornerback class. I doubt Christian Gonzalez is going to be there. I doubt Devin Witherspoon's going to be there. I mean, it's possible, but yeah. Brian Branch can make sense. He can play in the slot. Joey Porter Jr. can make sense.
You know what doesn't make sense anymore? I know this sounds kind of going off topic, but like where the Lions go now?
I think tight end makes a lot of sense for them.
So they would take a tight end at 6, or they trade back? Because
no, I think they go cornerback at 6, and then they
because
trade
they technically got their corner in Chauncey, even though it's a 1-year deal. You assume that they're going to extend him.
I don't know. Assuming is hard. You know, I feel like you can never have enough cornerbacks.
Sure.
I would go Gonzalez still at 6 if I was them, or if Jalen Carter falls, then just take a shot on Jalen Carter.
Yeah, like a defensive guy. I would agree there. I think defensive than like an offensive player for the Lions at 6. But yeah, I mean, hey, Michael Mayer and his cornerbacks are good for you. We need cornerbacks as well, and we need safety actually because we got rid of Julian Love now. So
Brian Branch would be great for you guys. I don't think he falls that far though.
In ideal worlds, we give our first and our second. We trade up to get JSN. I doubt we will do that. But I think we'll go defensive in the first.
You know what's weird is like some people are really like, I understand that this draft class is not as good as the last one with wide receivers, but there's people out there who are like, Quentin might not go in the first, JSN might not go in the first. We might not have a wide receiver in the first.
Yeah, and
I don't think that's true. I don't think we're gonna have what we had last year, but I still think we'll see 3 wide receivers in the first round.
Yeah, I'm happy with Jordan Addison falling to us. I don't think I want to move up for Jordan, but once again, you gotta trust the process. But if we don't get a wide receiver in the first, then I think we're going all in on Darren Waller being our number 1 guy and us hoping to get a day 2 guy that's going to develop.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I think that's why we're keeping.
You already have DeAndre Hopkins, so you won't need to trade up.
Man. Nah, no thank you. Love D-Hop. Love everything he can do, everything he's going to be, everything he is. I don't know. I'm torn. Just don't know if I really want it. I think it'll be so sick. I think I'll get DeAndre Hopkins jersey if that happens.
You think so?
No, I said that. No. I said that about OBJ, and I just had a feeling that he wasn't going to be a Giant fan, and that's why I did it.
Damn.
And yeah, it's terrible. That's why I
gotta believe in your guy, you know.
I do believe in him. I didn't believe in that we were going to extend him, but Saquon was different. Saquon was like, "Nah, we keeping this guy."
Yeah. Okay, Parker Washington. I took a 3-9. He went to the Cardinals, and we've talked about him before, but we think he's a very disrespected player in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to take him here. Tucker Kraft at the 310, I think, is a very good pick. Tyler Scott at the 311. Evan Hull at the 312. He goes to the Chargers. In fact, Tucker and Evan go to the Chargers here. And now we're into the 4th round. James says, thought that was Tyler Scott. The 311 should be Tyler Scott. Who is it then? Let's see.
Tyrone Scott.
Tyrone Scott. Welcome to the squad, man.
Gotta call on Tyrone.
Let's have a look at who Tyrone Scott is. So this is who you just drafted. Tyrone Scott, general manager of Bingo Industries.
He making money.
So that guy is joining your team. And hopefully he'll have a really big impact for you.
Bingo Industries. Greater Sydney area. Hey, shout out to Tyrone.
He's just a great locker room guy.
just a great locker room guy.
Just a guy you want in the locker room.
I'm watching Ted Lasso for the first time, and I'm on the 2nd episode.
Oh, it's great.
It's actually so funny.
Yeah.
I kind of knew where the whole narrative was going in the first episode.
Right.
Of like him and like the owner relationship, and I feel like I already knew that was. But so. Funny.
What do you mean? You think they're gonna date?
I think so. I could be wrong, but that's what I think is gonna.
I don't think you have a grasp on the show yet. Let it only
2nd episode.
Let it take over.
I'll let it take over. I think she's starting to like him.
Yeah.
That's all I can say without ruining the show. For anyone else.
The show's great. Yeah, it's a great show. I think you go into it expecting it to be something, and then it's just even better. If that's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
are you doing here? Laporta is a steal. We agree.
Yeah, man. I was hoping.
Football is life.
I think I might just take Kenny. He went to the Bucks.
That's a good pick.
I like Kenny.
They get a Walmart version of Rachaad White.
Yeah, just taking his opportunities.
Okay, I am on the clock here. I mean, I don't like Tank Dell all that much, but I feel like he's a good value here, a good shot in the dark. I'll have a lot of Tank Dell if he falls to the 4-9. That's what I'll say. He goes to the Packers here in the 3rd round. Can he carve a rollout for himself? Probably in the special teams area, yes. But I'll go ahead and take him here at the 4-9. I'll take a shot on the guy and just see what happens. There are less and less landing spots, and this is what happens every year, but there are less and less landing spots that we love for running backs as free agency goes on. What I will say is, just to encourage people out there, worry less about these guys who are on 1-year deals. 2023 NFL free agency. Okay, let's talk about this for 1 second, because I know it's a big question for a lot of people. Miles Sanders, yes. If a team drafts, if Carolina drafts a running back, not a good sign. Same for Detroit. New Orleans, honestly, it doesn't worry me as much as the average person. No disrespect to Jamal Williams, but I'm still not afraid. If New Orleans goes out and drafts Tajay Spears in the 3rd round, personally, yes, he's not as valuable as he might have been, but it doesn't worry me all that much. Right. Samaje Perine. If Denver goes out and drafts Rashawn Johnson in the 3rd round, I'm not worried about Rashawn Johnson because of Samaje Perine. No disrespect to Samaje Perine. If Minnesota drafts, let's say, Sean Tucker in the 3rd round and they move on from Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison is there. There's a lot of people who won't like it, but no disrespect to Alexander Madison. Jeez. I still think that Sean Tucker can take that role from him. So I'm just going like Miami, for example. Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert is not a duo that makes me feel like a Zach Evans can't come in and take that role from them, or a Zach Charbonnet, right? So just going like team by team and just like ensuring people. So Deonta Foreman, Travis Homer. Hey, if the Bears end up taking Zach Charbonnet in the 2nd round, a 1-year, $3 million deal should not worry you with Deonta Foreman. So yes, there are less spots that are sexy right now, but still, I wouldn't be as concerned. Let's see what draft capital is, okay? If there's barely anyone who gets 2nd, 3rd round draft capital, then yeah, we'll start getting a little more concerned. But let's see how the NFL draft goes before we freak out too much, is what I would say.
Yeah, agreed.
Obviously, it makes things a little bit more difficult. But guys, thanks so much for joining us today. Any 3rd and 4th round advice, as I'm not familiar with the draft class compared to last year, I would say just keep hanging out with us, Gator. Let's just keep talking about these players. We talk about them, weekly, multiple times on the channel. So just let's keep talking about that. How concerned are you? How concerned would you be for Pierce since Houston got Singletary? We talked about that at the beginning of the stream, but I think he will play a role, but I don't think he necessarily hurts Dameon Pierce all that much. It's like replacing Rex Burkhead with a younger version of Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, I'm not. Me personally, wait, sorry, I kind of just zoned out. You're saying you're concerned, or you're not? Devin Singletary? I'm
saying I think that Singletary will play a role, but I don't think it will impact Dameon Pierce that much.
Yes, that's what I would say. I would piggyback off that. So I feel really confident about Dameon Pierce still being where I believe maybe a top 20, maybe even top 15 finish if he plays the full season, that he was on pace to be there. So I'm really excited about Dameon Pierce.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gibbs could go to Cincy. I could see that happening. Hey guys, that's probably it for today. As we always say, sorry if we weren't able to answer every question in the chat. We do try and do our best between talking about the content and also recognizing people and trying to help them out. But thank you so much for joining us.
Huge love, y'all.
We have recorded a bunch of content today that we're very excited about. If you want our rankings, if you want articles, if you want bonus content, bonus live streams, if you want your trades to be on our trade show, if you want the fancy hotline where you can access us and have, you know, basically a direct line to both Badake and myself, then sign up on flockfantasy.com. I will go ahead and put that link here in the chat. It's also in the description below, but use our promo code LAND, L-A-N-D. That's going to get you 30% off any membership. We would suggest a yearly membership, as it will save you almost six months if you were to do monthly. So consider supporting us. Consider, you know, if you want a package, if you will, for Dynasty and fantasy content exclusives, you can actually go create a 2-day free trial with your account. Just make sure you use our code when you sign up. And anyway, all love. Really, really appreciate you guys. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your night.
Huge love.
Kyle's sorry, I just saw Kyle's comment. That's funny.
Yeah, so
all right, appreciate you guys. Anyway, we're gonna head off. All love.